And hello and welcome to Clouding the Senses. And as usual today, I have put the cats outside for the first portion of the show because, well, they will be a bit of a distraction. Now, I realized that I missed something on last week's discussion about the evolution of aesthetics in vaping, and that was drip tips. Yeah, the first drip tips, if you go back to the original Chinese developed, looked kind of like what you'd find on the tip of a cheap convenience store cigar. And that was okay for what it was. However, we needed more. And as time went on, we moved into more basic shapes, just straight up cylinders, and then people started getting fancy. We saw shapes like, well, there's the infamous skull with a top hat, there's the Ming, there's the various variable ones, and let's see, I have one here. I actually found once a drip tip that looks like a snake head. That moved on, and then you started having the mufflers and the bigger tips, and then now you've got things like chuff caps. You've got the turbo with a fan in it. Oh God. And you've got all these different variations. If you can think it, somebody's probably made a tip of it, including things like the minions from Despicable Me. People have made, custom sculptures. And that sort of thing. And yes, I realize they're not actually drip tips anymore. They're mouthpieces. Thank you, One Dope Bloke. Although in some cases, they are drip tips again, but for a different reason, because you drip straight through the tip on things like a chuff cap. The other thing I forgot to mention about the whole evolution is size. Back when I first started vaping, I started seeing bigger and bigger and bigger devices, all the way up to the Beast Box, which was practically bragging about how big it was. And now it's like we're going the other way in some areas. The iStick is significantly smaller than its closest competitor when it first came out, the MVP, and then there was the iStick Mini. And you're seeing a lot more powerful mods getting smaller. And the larger mods are starting to condense back down to about the Hammond box size. So that's about all I have for this week on the actual aesthetics, and that's, drip tip evolution and size evolution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to unleash the fur balls, and when I do, we can discuss it, and let's see how long I can avoid squirreling out. Alright?